yourselves. Let's settle down. Everyone should try and get a seat, please. Let's settle down. For those who don't have seats, let's make arrangements quickly to get additional seats.
Hello, can we please settle down? We are about to start. Can we please settle down? Can we please stand up for the national prayer? I'm sure we all know it by heart, but be that as it may, we are going to have it on the screen so everybody can turn to the screen and they'll have a look at it. After 3, 1, 2, 3. O God of creation, direct our noble cause. Guide thou our leaders right. Help our youth the truth to know. Just and true, red Lord, see height attain to build a nation where peace and justice reign. We can now sit down. Good morning, everyone. And please, Good morning, everyone, and please welcome to the opening ceremony. This is the opening ceremony of a two-day workshop on administrative procedure for zonal directors, general managers, and officers on grade level 13 and above. This program is put together by the Admin and Training Directorates, and we have our executive directors and all directors here present. We are about to kickstart the event. But before we do that, we'll start by introducing the members of the high table, the resource persons, the directors, and everyone here present. So I'll start in no particular order. I'm going to introduce the executive director news. His name is Ayo Adewi. I'm also going to introduce the executive director engineering. His name is EJ Osage. Then I also take on the convener and the host of this event. His name is Nansel Nimiel. He is the executive director admin and training, and we are here because he has put this together. Please also permit me to introduce the resource person. He's one of us. He has been one of us. He is still one of us and will always be one of us. An astute administrator, somebody whose name rings a bell as far as the administrative circle is concerned. Some of us heard his name even before we joined NTA. Some of us had appointment letters being signed by him. And I'm sure that some of us are meeting him for the very first time. The resource person for today's event, his name is Dan, Atiku Dan Shintema. Sorry, sir, so many people have been making mistakes with your name. Some people tend to call you Shetima. Some people tend to call you Shintema. I recently knew that your name is Shintema. I'm one of those that used to call you Shetima. Welcome, sir. It's good to have you in our midst today. Permit me also to introduce the general managers and some directors that are here present. I'm going to start with the General Manager, NTA International. Her name is Loretta Oganya Simon. And then I also have the Director Special Duties, who incidentally is also my boss. She's, her name is Mabel Moses. I can also see the General Manager, NTA Entertainment. Her name is Tenny Ajayi. I can see the Director News. Her name is Halima Musa. And then we have the MD. We have the GM NTA Sports. His name is we also have the GM NTA Yoruba. His name is Bayo Ogori. We have the GM NTA Hausa. His name is Minu. Well done, sir. We also have the GM NTA Knowledge. Her name is Bukola da Silva. We have the General Manager, the MD TV Enterprises. His name is Patrick Hero. And then, of course, we have the MD TV NTA Properties. His name is Musa Abubakar Zaki. Hmm? And of course, we also have the director in charge of internal audit. Her name is Helen Ashaolu. I hope she's there. We have the director legal services. His name is Buba Omar. At this juncture, I would like to call on other participants to please. Okay, we understand that the GM NTA Yola is also here. Her name is Bill Kisu. And then we also have the general manager NTA Abuja, Mr. Paul Atse. Please, if we did not introduce you, it doesn't mean that you're not important. You are actually very important. And one of us will now call on we want to know everybody that is here. Please, if you know we've not called your name, kindly stand up and please introduce yourself. Tell us your station, tell us your department and your name. Where's the other mic? What with this guy? Come on. No. I'm like. It is Mike to be able to pass the mic around. I don't introduce them. We also have the GM Parliament, Abdullahi Burning Kudu. Well. The general manager, NTA Lokoja, is also present here. His name is Yahaya Adam. Then the director of engineering is also present here, Engineer Joseph Archibong. Before we take the names of other participants, then please permit me to introduce the Executive Director, Finance, the Jagaban Zao Zao. His name is Abdullahi Ismaila Ahmed. Sorry, who has the mic? Let's start with you. Tell us your name. Tell us your name, your station, or your department.
Please, can we just settle down a bit? Let's leave the side discussions for now so that we can get down to serious business. Thank you.
My name is Young Basi. I work with the NTA headquarters. Assistant Manager, Administration, Records Unit.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Mary Mosunde, Deputy Director Programs, NTA Headquarters. Good morning, sirs. I'm Mrs. Igbo Mary, Deputy Director of Finance, NTA International.
Good morning. If I am Okafor, Manager News NTA Abuja.
Good morning. I'm Yusuf Adebawale, Assistant Director of Programs, NTA Abuja.
My name is Adiba Lawal Waram, Deputy Director Admin, NTA ITS. Good morning. I'm Rukaya Yaro, Assistant Manager Admin, NTA International.
Good morning. My name is Nancy Agbo, Assistant Manager Marketing, NTA.
Good morning, all. Nen Nabasi is my name, Manager Programs, NTA International.
Good morning, all. I'm Conscience Sadu, Assistant Director News, NTA News 24.
Good morning, all. I'm Babatunde Mishade, Assistant Director Admin Personnel, NTA Headquarters.
Good morning, all. My name is Aliu Kabir, Manager News and Current Affairs, NTA Network.
Good morning, all. My name is Momsode Mendasi, Network News, Assistant Manager.
Good morning. My name is Mariam Talat Umar, Assistant Manager Production Services, NTA Hausa.
Good morning, all. I'm Bodarewa, Assistant Manager News, NTA News Headquarters.
Good morning, all. My name is Abubakar Labaran Wushishi, Chief Accountant, NTA Hausa.
Good morning. My name is Ibeto Charity, Deputy Director, Internal Audit. Speak.
Good morning, all. My name is Joyce Tegelege, NTA News 24, Manager Production Services.
My name is Patience Ahura, NTA Headquarters Marketing.
Good morning. My name is Shalatu Elaun, Deputy Director Marketing.
Good morning. My name is Kadong Abraham, Assistant Director Engineering Transmitters.
Good morning, all. Engineer John Mada, Deputy Director Engineering, OB.
Good morning. My name is Basi Edu, Deputy Director Engineering Operations.
Wada Ibrahim, Deputy Director News, NTA News 24.
Good morning. My name is John Egbagwe, Deputy Director, Marketing, Headquarters.
Thank you so much. Before we go on, let's have this announcement. Please, to those of us that are joining us from outside Abuja, this program is being streamed online. So participants are pleased to tune in to it. And basically all the 7 zonal centers that we have are joining this program live as it were. So please, let's continue with the introduction.
Good morning. I'm Rolana Abubakar, OIC NTA KF.
Good morning, all. My name is Elizabeth Williams Omonigo, Assistant Manager Admin, NTA Channel 5 Abuja.
Good morning, all. My name is Adamo Abdullahi, Manager Programs.
Good morning, all. Ajike Leba is my name. Manager Administration, NTA Sports 24.
Good morning. Rafi Wadidira, Assistant Manager, NTA Yoruba.
Good morning, all. Olabi Adekunle Matthew, NTA Lokoja, Admin, Assistant Manager, Admin.
Good morning, all. I am Paul Habibowe, OIC NTA Okene.
Good morning, all. My name is Aisha Tisheu, Manager Programs, NTA Parliament.
Good morning, all. Umerita Aulika, Manager Admin, NTA Lokoja.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Kenneth Nanim, Assistant Manager News, NTA Headquarters here.
Good morning, all. My name is John Yaku, NTA Parliament.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Chimdema DBC, NTA Network News.
Good morning, all. My name is Ladiza Madania, Assistant Manager Administration, Engineering Director.
Good morning. My name is Chidima Kelvin-Ugu, Assistant Director of Admin, NTA Properties.
Good morning, all. My name is Lilian Mohammed, Assistant Manager Marketing, PIC. Assistant Director Marketing, sorry.
Good morning, all. My name is Fidelia David, Assistant Manager Admin, NTA PIC.
Good morning, all. My name is Anthony Malika, Assistant Marketing Manager, NTA Channel 5 Abuja.
Good morning, all. My name is Nasru Ubalegama, Assistant Manager Admin, NTA Headquarters General Services.
Good morning, all. I'm Adeni Kayade, Manager Marketing, NTA Knowledge.
Good morning, all. I am Susan Ala, Assistant Director Admin, NTA Headquarters News.
Good morning, all. My name is Bintu Aliyu Sumono, Deputy Director Programs, Coordinator, Programs Directorate, Content Libraries.
May I please recognize the presence of the Director of Marketing, Hawa Nimiel. Are we done? The people behind, give them the mic, let them introduce themselves. It's okay. It's okay. I'll now call on the convener of this event, the executive director, admin and training, to please tell us why he organized this event. We understand the fact that job training empowers people to realize their dreams and improve their lives. Let's also know if that is the vision with which he used in creating these events. Thank you, sir.
Well, we're not starting formally yet. We're expecting the arrival of the DG any moment from now. As soon as he arrives, the program will commence in earnest. But in the meantime, may I appreciate the presence of our executive directors here, Executive Director News, Executive Director Engineering, and Executive Director Finance. May I also especially welcome our senior colleague, my friend and brother. I've often referred to him as Mr. Administration himself. He is someone who is very well versed in administration. He has, there's hardly anything he has not seen in the system. He has worked in different places as a general manager. He was a foundation member of the TV College. He's been a zonal director and he retired. Sorry, do you want to continue from that end? I can actually keep quiet so that you continue. So we are truly pleased, to have Atiku Dan Shintema in our midst today. When people talk of the reach of NTA, when they say you can't beat the reach. The first thing that comes to people's mind is, in terms of transmission, in terms of how many, viewers were able to reach. But one thing that is also undeniable is the fact that NTA has a crop of personnel, that is second to none in the broadcast industry in this country, and I dare say in Africa. So sometimes, of course, by virtue of the condition of our service, it comes to time for people to retire and maybe to move on to other things in life. But when we're able to see such treasured, personnel coming back to share with us from their wealth of experience, it is something we don't take for granted. And it is on that note, I would like to welcome you back home, sir. It's really a pleasure to have you with us. Please give them another round of applause. So basically, the question on the minds of everyone is, we are very busy. We are professionals in our various directorates. Why is admin gathering everyone, at this moment? Well, the answer is simple. As you excel in your areas of professionalization, your professional calling, as you excel, as you rise, it gets to a point where, whether you like it or not, you have to start embracing administrative duties. And the thinking of management is that instead of throwing you at the deep end, of the pool, when you reach that administrative cadre, the director cadre, when you are a general manager or when you are heading your directorate, and then suddenly you are faced with, administrative duties. We feel that we should start early. We should expose our colleagues right from the level of grade level 13 and above. As soon as you get to level 13, we believe that you should start learning the rudiments of administration. And this was well thought out. For some of us, we learned the hard way. I often give examples with myself, I was practically a news person all through until suddenly I found myself first as an assistant director in charge of a zone. Right from that moment, I had to adapt quickly. And then subsequently as a general manager. And for some of the things that came before me, I assure you that they were fairly new. In fact, for some, I didn't even know where to start from or where to end. And I'm one person who is never, embarrassed to ask, questions. Whenever I don't know something, I ask, and from there, one is able to pick up and learn quickly. So essentially, what is happening today is that all over NTA, we have 7 centers simultaneously, taking this program. They are actually organizing their own training program as well. It's not as if they are going to hook up, to what is happening here. We have, just like Atiku Danshintema, other prized, personnel of ours, retired directors of administration, who are taking care of the training in these centers. We have for Kaduna Network Center, which is made up of NTA Kaduna, the network center headquarters itself, NTA Kano, NTA Duse, NTA Sokoto Network Center, NTA Katsina, NTA Birnin Kebi, and NTA Gusau. We have personnel from there all gathering at Kaduna, and that training is going to be coordinated by Alhaji Bashiru Ibrahim. I believe he's also not a stranger to us. In the footsteps of Atiku Danshintema, Alhaji Bashir Ibrahim was also one of the prized, administrators that NTA produced. For Jos Network Center, we have Barrister Uzodi. The participants are from NTA Jos, NTA Makudi Network Center, NTA Lafia, NTA Mina, and NTA TV College. The idea behind all of this was to try and get as many staff as possible without crippling our operations, to participate in this training. So we gave a benchmark of 7, staff from level 13 and above from every station to attend, so that we don't cripple any station at all. From Bauchi, because of security concerns, Bauchi is hosting the training that includes NTA Maiduguri Network Center, NTA Yola, NTA Damaturu, NTA Jalingo, and NTA Gombe. And our colleague Third Years Onyi will be taking care of that. For Ibadan zone, we have NTA Ibadan Network Center, NTA Akure, NTA Oshobo, NTA Ado Ekiti, NTA Lagos Network Center, NTA Abeokuta, and NTA Channel 10. And coordinating and facilitating that training is B.O. Folaring. Also in Ibadan Network Center, we have NTA Loring and NTA Educational Television. For Port Harcourt, where we are honored to have Madam Rose Igbenedion as the facilitator, we have these stations taking part: NTA Benin Network Center, of course, NTA Port Harcourt itself, NTA Yenogoa, NTA Calabar, NTA Uyo, and NTA Asaba. And for Enugu, where we have Dr. Ayo Fason, we have Enugu Network Center, Owerri, Aba, Umuahia, Oka, Onitsha, and Abakaliki. And then for headquarters, we have NTA International here, NTA News 24, NTA Channel 5, NTA Lokoja, NTA Entertainment, NTA Knowledge, NTA Sports Channel, NTA Igbo Language, NTA Yoruba Language, NTA Hausa, NTA Parliament, and of course, headquarters. And for that, we already know we have Dan Shintema. So that's the setting. So as the program unfolds, we'll be put through some basic things. For instance, writing of memos. Maybe that will come naturally to people in administration. But if you mention a memo to someone who is not in the administrative, cadre, it may sound strange. They may find it difficult to differentiate between an internal memo and an external memo. We have a situation where sometimes general managers from outside, are lost, for ideas or as to what to do when they face a situation of staff making certain requests of them. So what they do is they just endorse and they send, to headquarters. In other words, I don't want to be seen as the bad guy. Let the headquarters people, bell the cat, as it were. But I believe when our resource person, comes up, he will tell us what we need to do in a situation like that. We also have, I want to share with you, when we were preparing for this, I also shared with some of my colleagues in administration, a situation where an individual is given a query and that person is actually boasting, saying, is it not a query? That one, I'm used to it now. Because the person in question has, over 10 queries in their file. And at that stage, you now wonder, is it possible? Where does the fault lie? Is the fault with the person receiving the queries or the people issuing the queries? you know. So apparently query is no longer, you know, like a corrective measure as far as that person is concerned. So we have numerous instances of situations like that, that we hope before the training is over, we'll be able to address them. And we believe there'll also be a question and answer session where people can ask direct, you know, questions based on their peculiar situations, you know, because when you have someone like Atiku Danshitema, you know, here, I think we should seize the opportunity, seize the momentum to extract as much from him as we can, you know, before he leaves us. So that in a nutshell is the outlook of the program for today. The training is going to be broken into 2 sessions. There's an early training session which should have been on by now, after which there will be a tea break, and then thereafter the training continues. There will also be a lunch break, and then the last session of the training for today. Tomorrow will be the second and final day of the training. So that is it in a nutshell. Thank you very much for the opportunity. I hope we have a good time.
Thank you so much, the Executive Director, Admin and Training. You really have, what we were not very comfortable with was the fact that you had to use the issue of query in making your analogy, because it is believed that by most people that query is synonymous with admin. But I'm sure with this training, most people are going to, their minds are going to be broadened to understand the fact that query is not synonymous with administration. At this point, while we wait for the Director General to be here, we'll now call on our facilitator to please come up to the podium and possibly tell us some of the things that we need to know for today. At this point, the issue of query has has been brought to the front burner. So the high table have actually asked me to call on staff from different departments on directorate to please give us your own opinion of what a query is all about. Should there be something called a query? Should there be any other form of disciplinary measure outside issuing somebody a query? What does query means to you generally? Please, we need your own opinion. We need the mic. If you have anything to say, please, let's have your hands up. Tell us your name, your station, and then please give us your opinion on the issue of query. Are we afraid of saying this is not a query? It's actually, it's actually an opinion. It's not a query. So please tell us what you know about query. What does it mean to you? Should it be used as a disciplinary measure? Well, not the fear. There's somebody there.
Good morning, sirs. My name is Teve Akotsaha. What I know about query is a desirable, it's a desire about unauthoritative information of something that has happened. Just like kind of an investigation of an issue that will occur. So a query to me is not actually a punishment or something of that nature. It's a desire that one has to know about an issue that will occur, which is unauthoritative information that must be answered for what has occurred.
Thank you so much. That's the opinion of somebody from the engineering directorate. Can we have somebody from admin also throwing lights? Okay, no, let's have somebody from programs directorate, news directorate, other directorates. Give us your own opinion, because I know we all have varying opinions about what a query is. Some people don't even take it serious. And at the end of the day, somebody from admin will be able to tell us, should queries really be taken seriously? Because like the executive director admin said, he said somebody has 10 queries. Somebody has 10 queries in his file. We'll be made to understand that the issue of query is something that is very sensitive. So maybe we should leave that. Can we talk about staff motivation? Because that is another area that I am very, very. Can we talk about staff motivation? Because that is another area that I think will really interest the staff. There's a saying that I've heard this before, that if for we the staff, the best way to treat us is treat us so well, train us so well that even if we want to leave the organization, we can leave. But the other way around it is that also treat us so well, give us the best, so that even if we want to leave, we wouldn't want to leave. We want to stay and work for you. How many of us will agree with that?
Okay, compare, just a moment. Maybe before we leave the issue of query completely, let's hear from the resource person.
Okay.
Good morning again. Okay, good morning. I had not said so before. So, good morning, my colleagues. Yes, the issue of query. Query is nothing other than asking you to explain why something was done or was not done. You should explain. It's just a question. They want to know, why did this thing happen? Or why did it not happen? Just say it as you know it. It is not a punishment. No matter the number of queries you have in your file. If you are able to defend yourself, that is all. But if you are unable to defend yourself, that is why the disciplinary procedure will proceed. Okay? But once you clear that question, okay, let me give you a simple example. You are told to assemble here perhaps 10 o'clock a.m. Somebody is coming 10:30. Why were you not here at 10 o'clock? That's a question, isn't it? You will now tell me, oh, I left my house at 7 o'clock in the morning so that I can beat the time. But unfortunately, halfway, a trailer blocked the road and nobody moved. So that's why I am late. And if I am certain that what you are telling me is correct, perhaps in my own private research, I've also known that some people were equally affected. So I take your word as the truth. And then that is all. It's cleared. Secondly, a query does not necessarily have to be in writing. It can be verbal, it can be in writing. Serious queries are in writing so that we keep records. But simple queries like the one I have cited as an example can be verbal. And once you give me the answer, that is all. It won't even appear in your file. But if a written query appears in your file and you satisfactorily answer it, then we're going to remove, we are not going to take any action. That is admin now, we'll not take any action. And it will be written there, even though the query and everything will be there, but it will also be stated there that this thing has been cleared. You understand? That is the purpose of record. So nobody refers to it again because the matter has been cleared. If we don't put it on record, somebody will come one day and say, oh, this and that and that. Somebody mischievously will come and say, oh, this person was queried and nothing happened. Something happened, you answered, and I am satisfied with your answer, or your supervisor is satisfied with our answer. Thirdly, a query does not necessarily have to come from admin. I am happy that all of you here from level 13 and above are now supervisors. Why are you supervisors? When you are supervisor, you are also a manager. When you are a manager, you are managing the affairs of others who work under you or who work with you. Okay? So you also necessarily have to query your staff sometime or the other. Not necessarily taking it to admin. Once you query your staff and you are satisfied with that, you don't carry the case to admin. You can keep a private file and begin to record the affairs of your own subordinates. But it is the serious ones that you now send to admin. I'm sure a lot will come when we start the real exchange of experiences.
Thank you so much, sir. Sorry, sir, since you're still on the floor, I also will want to know the difference between, I know they are related, a query, warning, and advice. What basically do we say are the differences?
A query I've already explained. I think that is okay.
Yes.
Advice. Advice means advice. Eh? You are told, I'm advising you, don't close late because of the insecurity in town. It's a piece of advice, isn't it? I'm advising you, don't be stubborn to your supervisor. That's a piece of advice. Never again should we find you being stubborn. Never again should we find you coming late. That is advice. We are advising you, isn't it? All right? You can say it is a very minute punishment, Very, very minute, insignificant. But it will be recorded. Okay? If you see it as a serious matter, you will record it. But if you feel it's not serious, just advise verbally and let the person go. The next one is what?
Warning, sir.
Warning is warning now. You are warned in writing, and warning comes in writing if it is a serious matter like advice.
How about the consequences, sir?
The consequence of warning is that warning is a punishment. Okay? Warning is a punishment. Why advice is not, like I told you, it's a minute thing. You can do without it. But if you are warned, it means that that matter has been a serious matter and they want it recorded. Okay? I am warning you again, never to put on or switch on the transmitter without following the procedure. This is a warning from the engineering department. Never again should you go and tamper with the transmitter without following the laid down procedure. There's a procedure, isn't it, engineer? You don't just jump because you say you have experience and so on and so forth, and then you go and put on the transmitter. That could cause the station a very serious embarrassment. That's why they are putting it as a warning. But if it's a simple one, they say, okay, don't do this again, don't do this again, just go. Putting on a transmitter without following procedure is a very serious matter in NTA. So they give you that in warning. And you shouldn't even joke with that if you are a real engineer or a technical officer. Anything again?
No, sir, more will come. Thank you so much, sir. Please permit me to introduce the Executive Director, Marketing that just joined us. Her name is Betsy Iheabunike.
Well, we were thinking of taking contributions from the various network centers, but maybe we should, we have a full complement of our EDs, here. So maybe we should hear from them while we await the arrival of the DG before we go to the other centers, please.
I didn't get that, sir.
Let's have the goodwill messages from the various EDs before we go to the zone.
Okay. So in no particular order, we're going to start with the Executive Director, Finance, the Jagaban, the Jagaban Zao.
Hello, sirs. The executive directors, our facilitators, sir, my colleagues. Good morning. Is it good morning now, Abby? Good morning. Yeah, morning. Okay. Actually, when I had this training, I called the executive director admin and training that this is right development. Actually, we need this type of training because there are so many laxities now, which will help us to augment what we have. And I pray this should not stop. It should go further to other departments, not only admin, finance, engineering, so that all of us will know what is happening in other departments. By this, we will know that yes, NTA is our own. We also know that all of us we are going to management level. Some of us are going to be general managers, donor directors. Without administration, you will just be asking questions, maybe asking even your subordinate what to do if you don't know. This is a very important issue. We should learn what we are going to be taught here. Also, I wish you good luck in all what you do. And to our facilitator, I also wish him safe journey to his destination when he's finished. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you so much, the Executive Director of Finance and Finance. We'll now call on the Executive Director, Engineering.
Yeah. Good morning, the executive directors, the resource person, and the directors and deputy directors and assistant directors and everyone that is here present. When I heard about this training, I was impressed. I was really glad that yes, because I know when I was an assistant chief engineer, that's level 13. I remember at that time, that level, I started heading, department. I started, participating in management activities. I was a member of the management. So, and I started, as at that time, also knowing how to write memos, how to really participate in management activities. So, but not all of us, not everyone is that opportune to be a head of a department as at that level. So I now said, okay, this is a good initiative, by the admin, as by the admin directorate, to now get some of our staff who may not have been, able to be in those positions that they could learn how to rewrite memos and carry out administrative functions. So I was actually looking forward to this moment. And I want to say kudos to the admin for putting up this training. It's quite laudable. It's good. So, and I want us to take it seriously. All of us that are here and those that are also at the zonal centers and state stations all over the country, they should take it seriously. It's a very good one, because once you get to that level of assistant director and then begin to climb, assistant manager, and you begin to climb, the sky is your limit. One day you may become even the president of the country. So you must begin to know how to handle such administrative issues. So I want to say welcome to those persons who are not actually in the headquarters here, who have deemed it really important for them to come here to participate in this program, this training or workshop. And I wish all of you useful and successful workshop, training, and then interactions also. So God bless you all. Thank you.
Thank you, the Executive Director of Engineering. We'll now call on the Ageless Executive Director, News. It's Ayo Adewi. Good morning, everybody. Our dear facilitator, nice to see you again, sir. Executive directors, distinguished colleagues. Management of human and material resources is a critical element in any organization. And that is why we in the News Directorate are proud to be associated with the administration department for this initiative. The EDAT mentioned about memos when he was talking earlier, and I remember many experiences I've had. There are situations when I received some memos that I had to sit back just to understand what that officer is trying to say. It is obvious, whether we like it or not, it is a fact that many of us are not prepared administratively for the position we're holding now. But this is going to be a very good step for us to begin to learn how to handle situations administratively. For us in news, we do things now. Okay, so administratively, we are lacking. That is a fact. But it is good that the administration is taking this step, and we'd like to commend you for that. We offer our best wishes for all the participants and the facilitator. Thank you and God bless. Thank you so much, the Executive Director, News. Please, there's this announcement. If you are all the participants online, kindly send in questions, and then your questions will be taken care of over here. And those that have closed their videos, kindly open your videos. I'll now call on the Executive Director, Marketing, Betsy Iheabunike, to please give us her goodwill message.
Good morning, the executive directors here present. Good morning, all. In fact, I'm excited to be here with you. Capacity building is not something to joke with. More especially now that zonal directors and GMs are appointed from all over the directorates. It's not everybody here that is a manager. First of all, I want to say hello to my Oga Shitima. I'm happy seeing you after so many years. You're welcome, sir. So, in fact, I'm excited with the idea of this training, more especially in that he has been an intelligence officer with this kind of idea. I implore every one of us to take this opportunity to enrich yourself with administrative measures so that when you go back to your own units or directorates or departments, you are going to manage very well. I thank you all for coming and I wish you good luck. May God bless you all.
Thank you so much, the Executive Director. The Executive Director, Marketing. Would now like to take comments from the zone. Comments. Take comments from the zones. I would like to call on the zonal director, NTA Ibadan, or anybody that is representing Ibadan online who would like to take comments from them. We don't have it. If we do not have a representative, and put on your videos, please. Okay. the zonal director, Port Harcourt. Any representative from Port Harcourt? Okay, okay. Ibadan is on right now. Can we take comments from Kaduna?
Morning, leaders. And other executive that all of us, even group that ZDs and GMs need to know more things about administrative procedures. And so I believe NTA, under the able leadership of this management, Mohammed Jambos, has played great premium. So I believe this workshop is going to go a long way in helping us to work better and better. I think it's an opportunity and a privilege for all of us that we are going to drive experiences from these resource persons. When I heard about Ogaden Shetima, I was really excited. And of course, our own resource person is one and only Malam Bashir Ibrahim. We all know how well they took their time to coach us, because we were their, I say students, because we all passed through their hands to their intellect. So it's a very, very refreshing thing and commendable thing for the management of NTA to think about hosting this kind of important workshop. So I would like to call on all my colleagues to please try and leverage on this and get as much as we can from them, because I still believe it's a privilege and an opportunity. And I want to thank the management of NTA for this. And I hope and pray that it's not going to be the end. It's going to be just the beginning of better things for stations. Thank you very much. Thank you all, and God bless us all. Thank you.
We also would like the zonal director, NTA Port Harcourt, to do a very brief remark.
No, our technical aspect of the job. But today we are privileged to gain the whole remains of the executive managerial procedures of NTA. And we know it's a training program, we are not just at the end of it. We ask that it should continue. Promise that what we are going to make today will happen in practice. We will ask that you just give us more opportunity again. Thank you very much, and we are privileged to be part of this.
It is my pleasure to welcome the Director General of the largest TV network in Africa to this workshop. This is the opening ceremony. DJ, it is good to have you here. Please stand up and give a round of applause to Salihu Abdul Hamid Dembo, the Executive Director of the Nigerian Television Authority. That's the Director General of the largest TV network in Africa, the Nigerian Television Authority. And before we go on to some other item, may I also, while he walks in, may I also introduce the Executive Director Programs. His name is Umar Lawal Lalu. Can we now take a brief comment from the Zonal Director, NTA Enugu? Enugu. Director Admin and Training, to please do a brief introduction, a formal introduction of the Director General to also formally declare the event open.
The Director General, Nigerian Television Authority, Comrade Salihu Abdul Hamid Dembos, Executive Directors here present, our colleagues, directors here at the headquarters and zonal directors across the country, and my fellow colleagues. Good morning once again. It's good to have you on for this training. It gives me a special pleasure to welcome the Director General of the NTA, who by virtue of his position is the Chief Executive Officer and to this training workshop on administrative procedures for zonal directors, general managers, and officers on grade level 13 and above. This training program was conceived. It was actually the brain work, as it were, of the Director General, because when I first came and we sat down with him, we were looking at what his vision was in terms of administration for Nigerian Television Authority. And one thing he emphasized at that time, was professionalism. He also talked about the welfare of staff, which is very important to him. And he capped it all by talking about a disciplined workforce. And I believe that is why we are all here, because in our own right, we are administrators and we are in a position to manage not just our personnel, but the material resources within our purview as well. So this training program was conceived primarily to expose officers from grade level 13 and above up to the level of directors to the rudiments of administration. And the reason is very simple. As you rise in your profession, by virtue of the nature of our work, most of our lives, we are compartmentalized. We are professionals, so we focus only on our areas of specialization. But as we rise, we start occupying positions of leadership. And because of that, we need to at least know how to handle our personnel and our resources. So this is going to be a continuous program. I'd like to thank the DG for initiating this. And it gives me a great deal of pleasure to invite him to the podium to deliver his address and declare, this training workshop open. The training is being simultaneously organized in 7 centers across the country. The Director General's address is going to be carried by Zoom in all of these centers. So join me in welcoming Comrade Salihu Abdul Hamid Dembos, Director General of NTA.
Let me start by most sincerely welcoming our august guest, the former Director Administration, and to thank him for accepting to be with us this morning. Glad that I'm meeting him again. We all know what he has left behind. He taught a lot of us, especially on administration, and we thought people like that should not be allowed to rest at home while we have a lot to learn in the authority. I sincerely welcome you on behalf of the management and staff of the entire organization. Thank you for coming, sir. Okay. And I was meant to understand too that we have other facilitators from other zones that are with us on Zoom. And I will go through the list of the facilitators. From Kaduna Zone, we have Alaji Bashir Ibrahim. We welcome you, sir. In Jos, we have Barrister Uzo Ozodi. You are welcome, sir. We also have in Bauchi, Tadeos Onyi. You are welcome, sir. And in Ibadan, we have Mr. B.O. Polarin. You are most welcome. And in Port Harcourt, we have Madam Rose Egbemidion. You are most welcome, madam. In Enugu, we have Dr. Ayo Fashan. You are equally welcome. And of course, I had earlier on introduced our DA, former DA, Mr. Shentima. So you are all welcome to today's workshop. I'm truly delighted to extend my warmest welcome to each and every one of you to this significant and enlightening workshop. centered around crucial theme of administrative procedures. As we gather here today, our purpose is to embark on a journey of understanding, on a journey and honing the entry process that underpin the efficiency and effectiveness of our organization. In a landscape characterized by evolving challenges and dynamic demands, the significance of streamlined administrative procedures cannot be overstated. These procedures serve as a bedrock upon which the edifice of our operations rests, influencing our ability to not only navigate the complexities of our role, but also to deliver high caliber services to our stakeholders. The expertise that you as senior officers bring to this workshop is the cornerstone of our collaborative learning experience. Your wealth of experience, garnered over years of dedicated service, offers a unique perspective that would undoubtedly enrich our discussions and interaction for these 2 days that you'll be here. As we progress through the workshop, discussions and interactive sessions that lies ahead, I urge each of you to actively engage, share your insights, and contribute to the collective pools of knowledge. Together, we have the opportunity to craft a roadmap that leads to improved efficiency, reduce bureaucratic bottlenecks, and enhance decision-making process. In our pursuit of excellence, it is essential to remember that administrative procedures are not mere formalities, but rather arteries through which and thank you all for coming.
Thank you, the Director General of the largest TV network in Africa, Comrade Salihu Abdulhamid Dembos. A round of applause for him once again. We'll now call on our resource person to come over to the podium so we can start the program proper. Atiku Dan Shintema. A round of applause for him.
on this side. I thank the Nigerian Television Authority under the leadership of Alhaji Dembos for inviting me to share my experiences with my colleagues. I will not dwell on other protocols, but to go straight to the point. We shall be handling this workshop as a family. It's going to be a practical thing and less theory. I share my experiences based on what I had gathered while in service and outside service. I will also learn from you, because all of us are learners until we leave this world. So this program has been segmented into portions. The first one refers, I say, process and procedures. Sometimes we interchange these concepts, but they are not exactly the same. Then we had procedure, which is the main theme of this workshop. Why do we emphasize so we are going to differentiate that. Then, following procedure, after we have actually known what procedure is all about, we now examine the common procedural infractions. What do I mean by that? Those procedures that we refuse to follow. They are there, but we don't follow them. And there are many of them. Staff job performance appraisal. What is the procedure? A lot of us here don't know. At the end of the year, we just fill forms and then award marks. And you say you have appraised somebody. 2, how do you communicate to your own superior? What are the things that you take into account? Do you communicate with him or to him as your junior, or how? We'll look into that. Then when you decide to leave your duty post, let's say you are a general manager, you're a zonal director, and so on and so forth, you leave and then just go anywhere you like. Is that the right procedure? Does your supervisor know? We'll touch on that. Assumption or resumption of duty. How do you go about that? When you go to a new place, what do you do first? There are steps you follow. You don't say, I have arrived, and so you do anything you like. We will touch on that. Official dealing with subordinates. Those of you that are senior, and you decide to bypass the supervisors of your subordinates and deal directly with the subordinates, is that right? When is it appropriate to do that? We'll also touch on that. Then, advising your superior. On many occasions, your superiors call upon you to advise them. How do you go about that? The organizational rules and regulations are there for you. Do you apply them? We will see. Then the second segment is this. I target administrative or managerial notables. Administrative or managerial notables. These are notables that deserve the attention of supervisors like us. We will cover the fact that everybody must work. Do you ensure that everybody works in your station? The manager in you, we want to see the manager in you. You are manager of persons and resources, other resources. We want to see that, we'll discuss that. Delegation of authority is a must in organizations, but how do we go about delegating authority? Then official records. Do you pay attention to official records? Because without records, there's no organization that can function. What about discipline? What is it? We'll touch. Exiting the service. How do you leave service? We'll touch on that. And then communication channels. Then routing your communication. Once you write memo or whatever you want, internal communication, how do you route it? Even if it is external, how do you route it? A lot of us are at a loss. Then we'll emphasize the written communication, which is the internal memo, and then the inter-organizational communication. If the DG, for instance, asks you to write something to another ministry, how do you go about it? Do you show some class? Who signs it? Is it you? If you are writing to the Honorable Minister of Information, for instance, DG says you should write. Do you sign, or he signs, or who signs? Remember, the Honorable Minister of Information is his own superior. So how do you go about that? We all thought that. Briefly, this is what we'll cover. First day after this ceremony will start, then the second day will be what I have just concluded. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, our facilitator. So at this juncture, the DG actually has an engagement, and we would like to leave with some of his executive directors. But DG, sir, before you leave, we would like to have a group photograph with you and the executive directors and the facilitator outside. Please, after the executive directors, after the DG and the executive directors, will now take all the directors and general managers photo session. The directors, please. Photo session with the facilitator. Sorry, a photo session, all the general managers, please. All the general managers. Okay, that's it. You know what picture? Yes. So, separate them. Who and who? And that's what I was saying, that some of them just sitting there. You just move. You just move. You get board of management. That's the brief announcement.